Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and I have for you today another game in the Gold and Below tournament, another round 2 game, this time between Wraith and Emil. This is a PvP on Core Hall Compound, so spawning on the bottom left we have Wraith, the purple Protoss player, and his opponent is Emil, the green Protoss player. Both these players worked hard to make it into round number 2. And the winner of this best of 3 will move on to round 3, which is the semi-finals, which is very, very exciting for both these players, as it's a pretty good achievement in itself, getting to the semi-finals. And then if you win that, you can make it to the final game. So good luck to both these players. We do have a PvP on Core Hall Compound. Core Hall Compound's a fairly new map. It's pretty decent. It's got a nice defendable natural. Not as defendable as something like Shakur's Plateau, but it's fairly defendable. It's not too hard to get, pretty easy to forge fast expand on, although neither of our players are doing that. The third is a little bit hard to defend for several reasons. For one, you have this little bit of high ground, and in, say, a match against Terran can siege their tanks up here, which makes this third very vulnerable. Also, you have this kind of backdoor ramp as well as this front door ramp. So it's kind of this down low third that's hard to protect, in my opinion. In the middle of the map you have these watchtowers that are very, very nice. If you have control over these, you can get a lot of vision of units going through this middle area. And so if units are trying to get up this ramp and you have some siege tanks here, it can be very difficult to get up. So they'll have to go either via this way, or via that way, or via that way, or once again through the third. So, a pretty interesting map. Just thought I'd talk about the map for a little bit while the game kind of picked up, got underway. There's not too much going on, pretty usual things, putting down their gateways. They'll be putting down their cybernetics core. Right now, pretty common things. Nothing too fancy or out of the ordinary from either of our players. Both players wanting to play fairly safe so that, so that they can move on. They don't want to do anything cheesy or risky, as they don't want to lose, they don't want to drop, they want to make it to the semi-finals. We see the first big difference at this time. It looks like Emil will be getting a Zealot out, while Wraith is going to save that extra 100 minerals and most likely put down some more gates. He might go for a Nexus, as he is floating quite a bit of minerals, so I wouldn't be surprised if he hits 400 and throws down Nexus, as he is scouting and he knows that there isn't that much on the way. The most he can see is this Zealot, and then a Stalker will be coming out, so it is fairly defendable. And no, he's going to be putting down 2 more gateways, might even put down a third or fourth. Oh no, going for the 3-gate Robo, very solid play, very standard build. In the meantime, his opponent, Emil, hasn't decided on anything yet. He's putting down a 2nd gateway, might be opting to put down 2 more, maybe a Robo as well. We'll have to see what he decides to do. His Warp Gate is going to come out at about the same time as Wraith, but he's going to have fewer gateways. However, he will have more units here initially. He's getting out of Sentry right now, so he can force field his ramp if he needs to. However, luckily for him, Wraith hasn't produced that much yet. He's been saving up for those 2 more gateways as well as the robotics facility. So most likely he'll be pumping out Immortals, things like that. Interestingly, I was playing on the ladder the other day, and I played a Platinum League player named Emil. And I was curious to know if Emil had ranked up from Gold, or whatever league, respective league, as the Gold and Below tournament is for players Gold, Silver, and Bronze. And I wonder if he made it into Platinum. I asked him if he was in the Gold and Below tournament, and the guy just started typing like Korean characters, and then he beat me. So, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe there are multiple Emils in the world. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like, interestingly, 3-gate Robo for Emil as well. His is a little bit later. I think his build is a little more economic. In fact, actually no, he's a little bit behind on the economy front. He's getting more gas than his opponent, as he does have 2 of his gas geysers, while Wraith only has 1, just now getting his 2nd one. But I don't know the reason behind delaying these or not delaying these. It allowed him to get a lot more units out so that he could defend a little bit earlier, while his opponent doesn't have that much in the way of units. So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 things play out. Emil might have more units in the long run as he's kind of caught up. Ooh, and it looks like his Observer coming out right in time to kill Wraiths, to spot Wraiths and kill it. And interestingly, Wraith is going for a Nexus, so he will have his natural up a lot sooner than Emil will. But it might leave him very, very vulnerable, as Emil looks like he wants to be doing an attack. He's getting an Immortal out, chrono boosting it in fact, and he will be warping in units as he has the minerals to do that. His minerals are quite low, so I suspect he's trying to keep up that unit production, trying to create as many units as possible. While his opponent is very, very low on units, he's kind of keeping things laid back. He's getting the Nexus up, getting an Immortal, pretty usual things. But he just does not have as big of an army. And Emil's going to see that as his Observer is in Wraith's base. I think he can see, yes, he can indeed see the Nexus, and so he knows that if he attacks at a good time, he can do a lot of damage as his opponent will not have enough units. Also producing some Zealots because he knows that there are Immortals on the field, and Immortals are really, really good against Stalkers. And also there are a lot of Zealots for Wraith as well, so the two Zealots can two groups of Zealots can clash in the middle, and then everything else can do damage in between. He also has a Sentry, which is going to allow him to get that Guardian Shield up, which could do a lot of damage, considering that the armies are pretty close in size. One Sentry can make a huge difference in a battle, just adding that extra bit of damage soaking. It looks like also Wraith is interestingly going to be getting a Robo Bay, and now the two armies are clashing in the middle of the map. The Immortal's doing a lot of damage, but it looks like Wraith is in a lot of troubles. A lot of his units are going down, and now here's what I'm talking about. The Zealots are able to get up to the Immortals and force them back, and now Wraith does not have that many Stalkers. In fact, all of them did go down, and now he's left to one Immortal and two Stalkers. And interestingly, Emil sent a few Zealots around, and there's the GG by Wraith. Wow, so much happened there so quickly. Emil sending units around and flanking to hit that natural, as well as attacking with his whole army in the front, allowing him to win the game. So congratulations, Emil. We will be going into game number 2 between Wraith and Emil. If Wraith takes it, they will have to go into a game 3. If Emil takes it, then he will win and move on to round 3. So good luck to both our players, and I will see you guys in game number 3, or game number 2, excuse me, game number 2.